Welcome back, Gooners Gone Wild fans. We are back after being eliminated from another competition.
Woo!
You
Woo!
two at home. We do not score goals, we score own goals.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so after today's loss, that is makes it our third loss in a row.
Word on the
How
back, baby.
how are we feeling after that? Ari, I'll let you start.
Havertz went back to his form before we backed him. Unfortunately, unfortunately, today was not his day. One too many touches. Just waiting on the ball too long. Headers astray. He got on the end of two or three of them. We should have had at least like two or three goals in the first half. So it's very frustrating in terms of our end product today. Um, and then unlucky for Kiwior to score an own goal. And sadly, we get finished off by that bum Luis Diaz. So
Who only scores when it's not the Premier League to not help me in fantasy, by the way. Just putting that out there. Only scores in competitions that don't matter.
VK, how do you feel about it? Or do you want me to go
No,
first?
no. It's fine. It's fine.
Because I can end with some positives.
Dude, let's sign Ian Wright on season-long loan, and he will do better than all of our attackers. I'm almost delusional to the point where let's send Martinelli on loan. Because what the fuck is he doing, dude? He has done absolutely fuck all this season. Reece Nelson, I was more impressed with Reece Nelson today than I was Martinelli. Martinelli beat Trent Alexander-Arnold twice, but that's because Alexander-Arnold had cramp. That wasn't Martinelli being good. That was just Trent Alexander-Arnold being hurt. I don't know. I thought the ref was pretty shit as well, but I mean, we can't really blame the ref when we're not fucking scoring sitters. I don't know. We need Tony. We need Osimhen. We need Harry Kane. I'm on that train now. We need I don't know. Bring Kate Abdo in from Paramount Plus. I bet you she'll do a better job. Dude, disgusting attacking play. As an attacker myself, I feel like I could have put all those chances away. I don't know. I don't know. It's so frustrating. It should have been like 5-0. It should have been 5-0 or some crazy scoreline like that. But no, we don't know how to freaking score. And I don't know. It's just frustrating. What do you think, Doc?
I'm gonna echo that because I think where we struggle and have been struggling is actually scoring this season, which we didn't struggle with last season. We just can't put balls in the back of the net. We played really well in the first half, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We created a lot of chances, and I was talking to Ari throughout a lot of the first half. Is we were actually doing stuff that we should be doing now. That other teams know how we play. They know how we build up. So we need to play a little bit more direct at times, and it works. Like we saw it work multiple times because Ramsdale played it long to Reece Nelson. We had a bunch of balls over the top to Saka. And it worked consistently to the point where we were getting chances. Now our issue this season is we can't score a fucking goal. Our attackers cannot put the ball away. And that's why we need to bring in a proper center forward. Because Jesus is too inconsistent with injuries. And Ketia is too inconsistent with his performances, which is why we didn't even see him start. We started Kai Havertz. And unfortunately, Kai Havertz had a shocker today. And he just didn't play well. He couldn't put anything in the back of the net. If we score 2 or 3 goals in the first half with the chances that we have, which I think we could have, that game's completely different. I think we close out that game winning probably 3-4-1. But naturally, we don't take care of our chances. We score an own goal and then get beaten on the counter.
You know why we lost? Because our GOAT, Mohamed El Neni, did not play. That's why. We
The
lost
best
him.
Egyptian in the league, baby.
Yeah, we lost him to the AFCON tournament. Sammy, how are you feeling about it?
It's just disappointing. Just the first half, like that was a tempo I really like to see. Like the pressing was great. We had 2 chances from like loose balls from the press. Just didn't capitalize on them, and it's just shocking to see this level from a team that was title contenders last year. and now we're title pretenders.
Bars.
Ooh.
Bars.
Little
Bars.
rapper.
Don't worry,
Uh,
guys. We are out of the FA Cup just so we could focus on not winning the Premier League again.
And the Champions League.
And that's lit. No, I'm still pretty confident about Champions League. We just got to play a bunch of teams that play in farmers leagues anyway. Like Real
just
Madrid
have to
who?
score, though.
Real Madrid who? Barcelona who?
Right.
Yeah, like Real has like what, like 7 ACL injuries. Like we could beat them. No, probably easy.
Sammy's seething in the box.
No, go ahead.
Let's talk about our recent form, though. So I know we didn't do pods for pre-match or post-match. We've all just been very, very busy, and we thank you guys for understanding. I know we haven't been putting out content as frequently. Our schedules have just been really busy with a bunch of personal stuff. But talking about those matches, obviously we had the 1-1 draw at Anfield. We had the 2-0 loss at home against West Ham, and then lost to Fulham away. How do you guys feel overall about our recent form and just how everything's been going? VK, I'm going to save you for
That's
last.
okay.
Ari, you go ahead, buddy.
So a lot of our fans, or a lot of our rival fans on Twitter and other social media, kind of predicted this last year. I mean, and it's coming to fruition now. But the reason we were so successful last year, on top of just playing exciting football, is that we had prolific ball striking in Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and we're finding that it's difficult for them to replicate that same form, which is not it's not easy to do, to score 10, 15 goals a season um, from all of your key players. It's something that's, seasoned veterans like Salah do, like Kane does, but our boys are still very young. So a lot of rival fans were saying that they can't see our attackers finding that same form again, and it's coming to fruition. And um, I think our most dangerous opportunities come from when we press, um, and when we win the ball back and they're attacking third. But we just haven't been able to finish our opportunities. And I think today, um, I have to give props to Konate. He played a very, very good game. He was everywhere. He was blocking every single um, service into the box, getting in front of everything. So he played really, really well. And it's frustrating. But I think our recent form has definitely dipped. Um, and I think part of that is just not having that number nine who can really take the game by the throat and finish it off.
Sammy, how about you? I'm just watching VK just try and gather his thoughts without explode. But Sammy, take your time, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say I think we've just been playing poorly. I think we've been pretty toothless in attack. I think a lot of Arsenal fans can agree with that. And um, it's not even the creativity. I feel like was it the Fulham game after we conceded the second one, we just kind of like didn't show any urgency to score again. And I feel like West Ham's our bogey team, so I'm not even gonna comment on that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like some games there's urgency, some games there's not, and I know we have a lot of young players, but they should have a lot more energy to keep pressing and like I don't know, show
Motivate
that
each other.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's happening this season. And like Ari said, like you don't expect these young players to do 10, 15 goals a season, but I mean, if you want to be world class and win titles and all these things and trophies, you got to have that in your team, and we don't have
hmm
anyone at that moment.
And we'll talk about that as well because there's been some comments from some pundits about our players being considered world class and them not agreeing with it, and us not having true out and out world class players like Salah, etc. But before we get to that, VK, the floor is yours, buddy.
I'm just gonna start with the West Ham game. First and foremost, that ball was out of play. Not blaming the whole entire game on that. We played like absolute shit, but that ball was 100% out of play, and PGMOL at it again. However, we're seeing PGMOL just be consistently shit for everybody. So maybe this will be the season that just kind of says, all right, VAR is not working. Let's just bin it. It's not going to happen because VAR is all about money and it brings them money and all that shit. But ball was clearly out of play. Honestly, I was so angry with that game. I can't even remember my exact feelings with that game. Oh yeah, I do. We need a new left back. We need a new left back. I think Zinchenko needs to fuck off. I think that Ben White needed to fuck off after that game too. I think our whole defensive line was very poor. I'm so tired. I'm just. Oh my god, hold on. I gotta reel it back in. I'm just so tired of getting my hopes up, right? Because we always make the meme of as an Arsenal fan, it's the hope that kills you. It's the hope that kills you, right? But I see these wonderful runs being made off the ball, and let's say like Odegaard will go for a too complex of a pass, right? Which we need that creativity. We need that unlocking the door, like turning the screw, all that whatever punditry metaphors you want to use, but just play simple. That's what we tell. Like that's what I tell my kids is like when they start to struggle, just go back to the basics. Look for the forward pass. Look for the side to side. Build up to it. Right. The Fulham game honestly was just embarrassing. I don't think I've been more embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan since like 2021. I don't know. I'm just trying to recall the last time I felt that horrible about a game. Just moved on. I'm just really frustrated about this game, man. This Liverpool 2-0. It should not have been 2-0. I mean, we have Odegaard playing in Havertz like Ozil played Giroud in 2016. So we're gonna be costing so many records again, like so many titles again, because we don't have a clinical striker, which is echoing what all three of you said. We need a striker, bro. We need a striker, and I want to give props to Jorginho. Jorginho had a fantastic game today. I feel like he bossed that Declan Rice role so that Declan Rice can go a little bit more forward. And then towards the end, when we were throwing the kitchen sink at him and Declan Rice came back, that's where our midfield started to fall apart a little bit. I don't know. It's just like when I want to see the players play with passion again. I'm seeing them just go out. You see Odegaard trying to hype up the fans. You see Saka trying to hype up the fans, but I don't see Martinelli doing it. I don't see, Trossard doing it. I don't see Nketiah doing it. And Nketiah looks suicidal. He looks like he wants to leave. Like, just ship him over to Crystal Palace. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that he'll do phenomenally over there. But, I don't know. It's just, I want to see the old Arsenal again. I want to see last year's Arsenal again. Not even last year's Arsenal. I want to see the Arsenal of 2 months ago. Just give me the Arsenal of 2 months ago back, and I'll be happy. I mean, if you want my personal opinion, we're not going to win the league. If we don't make any drastic changes, that we will be lucky to make top 4. You have Tottenham fans bantering us because we're only 1 point ahead of them after being 10 points ahead of them like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. I don't know. It's sad. I want to see them play for the badge and not for a paycheck. And I'm starting to see more of the latter rather than playing for the badge this time around. But
no, I'm not really going to add much to any of that because I agree with all of it. The hard part is the fact that we don't have a center forward. We need a proper center forward that can just bag us goals when we're in situations like this where our wingers are struggling. Our attacking center mid is struggling to score any goals. We need somebody that's just going to be clinical enough to be like, nah, just give me the ball, I'll take care of it, and put one in the back of the net.
Or at least just shoot! Not take 6 touches in the box and then just weak foot it. Just one touch, bang! That's all you got. Oh, that's all Havertz had to do. One touch, shoot. That's all he had to do, bro.
No, but honestly, that's all we need. Maybe not all we need, but having a center forward that is going to be clinical will take pressure off of everybody. Literally everybody. Because then defenses are going to have to... They're not going to as easily be able to just double our wingers every fucking time they get the ball. And they're going to have to keep it in the back of their head. Oh, if they don't play it out wide to Martinelli, they play it into like a Ivan Toney or Victor Osimhen. He can create for himself. He doesn't need them to create. He can turn 1v2 into a goal.
Yeah.
Like, we need somebody that is going to be lethal enough that is going to cause problems. Because right now, center backs see whatever center forward we put in there, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about this. Go and double their wingers. That's going to be the most dangerous
Mhm.
spot. They don't even have to worry about our forwards because they aren't bagging goals. Jesus isn't bagging goals. Nketiah isn't bagging goals. Our false nines and Kai Havertz and even whenever Trossard's in there, we're not bagging goals. If we don't have a clinical enough score, defenses don't have to worry about it. It makes it so much easier for their job.
Yeah, and I
But
recall an interview with Jesus saying that he finally found a place where he can call home. Well, last time I checked, you play for Arsenal FC, not Hospital FC. So pack your bags. You're being evicted. Go play somewhere where your knees won't break. You're evicted. See ya.
Bro, he's not a goal scorer. He said that.
I don't care. We need a fucking goal scorer. Sorry.
I actually don't like. No. I actually don't like that he said that. As
Yeah,
somebody,
I don't like that.
I think it was Antonio for West Ham actually said it well, and I agree with him. He talks about a lot of different players, but as your center forward, you don't want to be like your teammates don't want to hear you say that. It's like, oh, I know I'm not a clinical forward. No, you want somebody that is like, give me the fucking ball. I'm going to score a goal. I'm going to put it in back of the net. You want a poacher mentality.
Yeah.
Like, I want the ball. I'm not passing to you. You give it to me, it's going in the back of the net. That's the mentality you want from a center forward, not, oh, scoring goals isn't my strong suit. We bought you to
For that.
score goals. You wanted to play center forward at Man City, weren't good enough. We bought you and brought you in because we thought you were good enough and had it in you to score goals. And now you are saying that your strong suit isn't scoring goals. That's an issue. Now, before we go down, go ahead.
I have a solution. We sign the GGW boys, and we become the new front three. All right. So we'll put Gabe in the middle. We'll put Ari on the left, Sammy on the right, and then I'll just be on the sidelines with my pom poms. And this will be me, and we will win the league. All right, go ahead, Gabe.
Okay, so to basically kind of segue into what we were talking about a little bit before we talked about all the other games. What do you guys think of Jamie Carragher's comments? Now, I will say I do agree with him to an extent that we do not have truly world-class players. And he called out the likes of Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and I think even Saliba. He called out as well. I'm not positive on the Saliba one, but I know he said Saka. And he's saying that we do not have, they're young, but we do not have truly world-class players that can play at that level for consistent seasons. Like Salah, like Van Dijk, and like you can keep on naming people that aren't just in Liverpool around the world. How do you guys feel about those comments, and do you agree with them or do you disagree? Sammy, what do you
I
think?
agree. I don't know. I feel like to be considered world class, you have to show that consistency. Kane's done it. Each team has like that star player and that world class player, but I feel like our players struggle with that consistency. And I feel one of the last world class players we had was Ozil. And yeah, I feel like after that, we have great players, and on their day that they can be world class, but without that consistency, I don't think they're at that level. And I agree. And Saka could be, but like again, I know he's getting fouled a lot, but you have to do something. And Odegaard, you got to create nothing. But even when he's creating, he needs a striker. So I feel like with Odegaard, it's like give or take, because I mean we were playing those small incisive passes in that game, and that was beautiful. And then we had no one to finish off. We were just passing it back and forth to each other. But I agree with Carragher. I feel like we don't have that world class just because our players don't have that consistency yet, and they could.
And that
I
would
mean,
be
they're
a
still
key
young.
part.
Yeah.
Ari?
I wholeheartedly agree. Aside from, I think Saliba is up there. I think he's probably top. He's definitely top 5 center backs in the world at the current moment. I'd argue he's world class. Just because he consistently puts in a great performance. He maybe occasionally puts a wrong foot there, here and there, or passes it astray. But most of the time, like 95% of the time, he's calm on the ball. He's good against against the press. Um, he plays. It's just calm. He has good distribution as well. So um, I'd argue he's world class. But as for the likes of our attack, I think Saka has shouts for it as well. But like Sammy said, this it just lacks the consistency sometimes. Same goes for Odegaard. Um, Sometimes they're not there. We disappear a little bit, and we're not as impactful in the game. Like you said, Salah finds a way to impact every single game. He's either scoring or assisting every game. Kane scores every game. Like Jude Bellingham is pulling out results every week for Real. Those are the kind of players that make the difference. And I don't feel that our players can be considered that at the current state. But I think they all have the potential to be, for sure.
I think consistency definitely plays a big role whenever you're talking about a world class player. It's probably the biggest part of it. It's like people are going to have like the one season wonders and other stuff like that, and that's what doesn't make them world class. Is they only do it for a season or they do it for half a season. You have to be able to carry that for like 3, 4, 5 seasons to get into that regard of being world class, in my opinion.
And doing it on the biggest stage.
And doing it on the biggest stage. And I think we have two players that are very close to that consistency wise, and it doesn't include Saka. I think we're talking about Saliba and Declan Rice.
And
I think
Ryan.
those and
Sorry. All right, that was me.
and the pod and the pod. No. I think it's Saliba and Declan Rice, and I think Saka is borderline on that as well. Phenomenal player, but consistency, you can't argue. Last year he was phenomenal. This year he
had
is
a good
struggling a
start.
bit.
He had a
Yeah,
good start, but
he had a good
he's
start.
coming to some struggling form.
And some people can say that's because we don't have any other help. Nobody else is scoring goals, so all the focus is on him and Martinelli.
Right.
And I would agree with that as well. But still, players will find a way. World-class players will find a way in those instances to at least create something or affect the game.
It also
I
doesn't
think-
help that he gets fouled 90 times a game and hasn't
Yeah.
gotten rest for at least 4 years. So
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of factors that go into this, but I do agree with Carragher's take, actually, that we have really good players. We're just not consistently performing well. VK.
My thing is Carragher even world class? Because I knew him as a pundit, not as a defender. Like, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, I don't trust anybody that played for Liverpool and then wears an Everton jersey after they retire. Whew, club legend, right? I think we have two world class players in Saka and Saliba. I just think that if you obviously compare Saka to Salah, you're going to say Salah is better, which you should, and he should be. He's 10 years older than the kid. So I'm not complaining with that. But you can't why can't we just agree that Saka and Salah are both world class? You know what I mean? I will admit consistency, right? But when De Bruyne first arrived at City, where his first 2 seasons were quiet as fuck, we're calling him world class, right? So why is this little blip in the radar dependent, affecting his status, right? Saliba's top 3 center backs in the world right now. I think it's Rudiger, Real Madrid, Saliba, and some other Donny. I don't even want to think about it right now. No, who? Van Fraud? Who? And I think Odegaard is on the cusp of world class. I think if we get him a striker and Saka and or Martinelli starts picking it up, I think that'll make Odegaard look better than what he currently is. I think Odegaard is actually really successful. It's just he's not getting the same kind of grasp on the game because his creativity is actually more creative than the Arsenal boys. So he's almost overdoing it in effect. That's my criticism for him. Like I love, like, if he were to do that at Real Madrid, he'd start at Real Madrid all the time. He'd take Modric's spot like easy. But we don't have Real Madrid quality players right now. We have Arsenal quality players. So he needs to kind of, like, I don't want to say play down a level, but Just like I said, let's go back to the basics. I don't fucking agree with Carragher at all, to be honest. But Carragher can suck my whole ass, little two-faced
Me
prick.
next.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said me next.
Shit, bro, you can get it for free.
All right, so we are out of FA Cup. We are only in 2 competitions left this season. We have the Premier League and the Champions League. So I am glad that we didn't draw that match because it would have been another fixture. I'm pissed off that we lost, but it leaves us with 2 competitions for the rest of the season. 2 that we are still in contention for. We have a good matchup for Champions League round of 16, and we are only 5 points back on Liverpool, who are still in all 4 competitions. They're still in Carabao Cup, they're still in FA Cup, obviously Premier League, and Champions League. Oh wait,
Oh,
They're in
you said
Europa.
Champions League. I let me correct
Yeah.
you. I think you meant to say
Yeah.
Europa League. Thursday nights.
Europa League.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry,
No, it's
sorry,
okay.
Thursday night.
I
So
think we just
they're
needed to
still in for
clarify. I think we needed to humble some of the Liverpool fans that are listening to this right now that you still are in Europa League and not Champions League. But you know, it is what it is.
So moving forward after this, I'll call it a blip because I still think that we are going to have a really good title challenge. I still think that we are going to play really well in Champions League. I think this is a blip. We get some players in January, we will be fine. It's just going
I
to
think
be
if
who
we-
we bring.
I think if we play as well as we did in the first half and we actually finish our chances, we have a good chance of winning the title.
Yeah.
But we have to
I'm
do
not
that
worried.
consistently across every single game, no matter who we're playing against.
All right, I have one question to end it. Do we sign Ivan Toney for the asking price? Yes or no? Just yes or no.
I'd like to see him on loan. Because I don't think with financial fair play we can afford to buy him for
Well,
as much as he costs.
We can't loan him
But
either.
We can't afford to buy a player that has a market value of 35 million that a club is trying to sell for 116.
we can't loan him either.
Because Raya's on loan from Brentford as well.
Oh, you can't have
you can
more
only,
than
you can only
one
have
loan?
one player from a team on loan.
I did not know that.
So, but if we activate his purchase clause, that resets.
Gotcha.
So if we say, hey, we're buying Raya, and then we buy Raya, then they're technically not on loan anymore.
But
Gotcha.
technically, the reason why we did Raya on loan was because we were very close to financial fair play already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we would need to sell players before we even confirm the purchase of Raya, who is the worst save percentage in the Premier League at 61%. And then we would, or we could, you know what we could do? You know what we could do?
So
We could cancel his loan early and send him back to fucking
Yeah.
Brentford.
Yeah, there you go.
and then loan Ivan Toney.
Sammy
No,
can't
but
see it, but I'm looking at him on my monitor the entire time you're talking.
leave my man alone. Just because he can't do his job doesn't mean he should be criticized. He has one job, and it's to keep the ball out of the net.
And he can't do it.
He can do it 60% of the time.
Or I
I'll
say
give him
we
the benefits
we
if you want
we
to.
cut our losses, sell Martinelli, and then we'll have 100 million. Dude, I am so not impressed by him. I'm so not impressed by him right now. I want him to change my mind. But
He has been very frustrating this season.
I'm gonna keep wearing his jersey because I wore his long sleeve jersey to soccer this morning and I balled the fuck out. So shout out for you for having that jersey. But
But Ivan Toney, I would like us to, even if it's not him, we need a center forward, like an out and out center forward, somebody that we can bring in that is going to score us goals.
Solanke.
Yeah, so that would be the other shout is Solanke. I don't know how much I like it, but
I feel like he's
it
not
would
as
be
consistent.
better than exactly. Would it be better than Ketzi at this point? Who the fuck knows?
Anything. Like you said, we sell him for a bag of chips, bro.
I mean, he's
we-
bagging
we
this
all
season
know.
at Bournemouth. It's at Bournemouth. Like, what creative players do they have creating chances for him? Sometimes,
It's true.
as much as you think about it, as much as you think about a player and you're not impressed by them, you have to think about the players they have around them and what they're producing based on what they have around them. So I don't know. I think it's possible that Arteta could see something in him that unlocks, unlocks even further potential in him than we see.
All
So
I'm asking is that we recruit somebody that can play the 9 consistently and score us goals.
Yeah.
Like, I just need you to score goals. That's it. Take pressure off of Saka and Martinelli and just let them fucking cook. Give Odegaard the assist that he deserves and let him fucking cook. And then the defense will just not let goals in the back of the net. Once we
Well,
have
unless
Timber
City
back,
plays. Oh yeah, Timber. I can't wait. It's gonna be like a new signing all over again.
Literally.
brand new signing whenever he comes in March. Guys, do you have anything else to add?
That's it, man.
I
BJ?
can't drink, but we're gonna drink to forget this one. Cheers. I can't do it. I'm on medicine.
No.
But
No.
cheers, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna do it, and then halfway through it, I was like, "Wait, I can't. I'm on medicine." All right. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm ready to go cry myself to sleep.
Cry yourself to sleep at 2:03 p.m.
Listen,
The day's
lads.
still young, lads. Get a
been a long
workout
one.
in, burn it off.
Run a
get that
mile a
stress
day.
out, run a mile a day. If you guys don't know,
Oh God,
VK
no.
here is doing a run a mile a day challenge, and he is on
Day 7.
day 7. Have you ran your mile yet today?
So, for my Sundays, I'm doing my soccer as my running because I ran technically 4 miles today. So
Cop out, folks, but
it's not a cop out. It's still running. It's still running. It's still running.
Don't see the TikTok doesn't count.
yeah, but did you make
Exactly.
a TikTok out of it?
I
That's
did. I
You
did.
did?
It's in
While
editing
you were
process
playing?
right now.
While you were
Alright.
playing.
Yeah. Well, not while I was playing, but I had it in the sideline.
there.
I had it on the side recording. So.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
we need you to wear one of those kit monitors so
Oh
we can
my
see
God.
how far you actually run.
I agree.
All right, but.
Then you have to put the stats in the TikTok. All right, lads,
Alright.
that's everything.
We'll see you in 13 days when we play next because we're not in any other
Yeah.
tournament.
Crystal
Come on, you
Palace
Gunners,
next.
baby.
Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.